What up, YouTube? This video is taken on this Tuesday, December 31st, 2024, New Year's Eve, 2024. And I'm recording this voiceover right after the footage was taken on the way home. I decided to go to USF to fly my drone. I've kind of done that in the past for New Year's Eve. I didn't do it last year, but the previous two New Year's Eves, I went to USF to fly there, and it was dead at USF today. And that little area that everyone flies at, nobody was there. But when I first got there, the first packet started raining. I thought, oh, it's just a little drizzle. Well, it ended up downpouring, so I had to wait like 50 minutes for it to pass, and it downpoured quite a bit. I got stuck underneath. I moved all my stuff underneath one of the overhangs, and eventually I had to pack my stuff up because I like constantly had to move because based off the wind, different areas of overhang was getting wet. I'm actually going to put on my equipment. My equipment didn't get too wet, and I flew 3 packs afterwards, so everything worked fine. But I'm going to go and put all my equipment in my laundry room and turn on the dehumidifier to try to make sure I get all the moisture out. My flying wasn't totally dialed in, which is to be expected because I haven't been flying as much as I have been in the past. But I didn't break anything, which was good. I flew one quad the whole time, HD0. That's the first time I flew HD0 at USF. And I got one good line with the dive gap, and then the very last pack I decided to go to the side of the building and try to do this double dive gap that Billy Hackett did once. And by luck, I got to relook at the video, but I was able to do it, but it was totally by luck. And I'm hoping the video is still there because I use my older Action 2 camera, and that one has a tendency to stop recording when it gets hit hard. And sure enough, after I filmed that and got lucky with that dive gap, I had like 2 really hard hits. So we'll see if it's there or not. If it is there, I'm gonna use that as like an Instagram video, an Instagram post. I just came back from visiting Maryland for a week, and I did fly at the bot grinder spot up there, and it was the same story as today. My skills weren't really dialed in there. And then I only flew one other time. I flew my Cinewhoop at this dam that I've been wanting to fly forever. Mostly I wanted to fly freestyle there, but I don't trust my freestyle quads because it would be totally unrecoverable. But my Cinewhoop, I really have it dialed in. I have it on GPS, so if I lose signal, it's not going to just fall out of the sky. And I kind of trust it, so I flew my Cinewhoop there one day. And I think the video turned out good. I'll have to edit it and upload that. Second dam I flew, the first dam I flew was last month in Missouri. I flew the Cinewhoop there. I didn't get super close to the dam because that dam in Missouri was actually a power plant, so I didn't want to get anyone upset that I was flying there. On the way to USF, I listened to 2 previous Christmas Eve not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve videos I made. One was New Year's Day of this year, 2024, and the one was the previous New Year's Eve, so it was like New Year's Eve 2022. And it's kind of funny, the things I wanted to talk about today, I talked about the same thing in those last 2 videos, so it's like I'm a broken record. So the too long didn't listen is I'm going to work on my diet and exercise next year. Last year, I made the New Year's resolution to try to run a sub 6-minute mile. And I did that to not necessarily to try to run a sub 6-minute mile, but to have a goal that would lead to, man, I had this all, before I was going to record this, I had this all planned out how I was going to mention this. It was the spirit of the goal. Basically, so I had a goal that would motivate me to try to increase my running. So in hindsight, looking back, that was a successful goal. I have increased my running. Like last month, I ran over an hour without stopping, which is the first time I've ever done anything like that. That was 6 miles. I ran 6 miles without stopping. So I have definitely increased my stamina for running. I did almost think, but I haven't been focusing on running miles. So I was thinking about running a mile to try to see how much I did improve from the start of the year, but I decided not to because I didn't think it was going to be profitable. Because basically, since I haven't been training for miles, I don't know what my mile pace would be, so I don't know what I should pace myself. So basically, I would like start pacing myself at an 8-minute mile, and then towards the end, if I felt like I could complete the 8-minute mile, I would try to, up my pace. So I'm not going to worry about that. And I am kind of up in the air about how I'm going to increase my running from this point forward. And it's funny, I forgot to mention this, but I did mention this in the last video. I mentioned that I never wanted to run so long that I would have to carry water with me. And I still kind of have that sentiment, but the way my running progression is, there's when you do like a running routine, they're going to recommend a long run. So I think I'm just going to have to embrace running long runs. My sister for Christmas did give me a runner's water bottle, so that would help. When I ran that 6 miles, it took me over an hour. I didn't carry any water with me, but it was a very, very mild day, and I made sure I drank plenty of water before I started. Normal Florida days, there's no way you go run an hour without any water. So we'll see how that goes. And as far as diet, I really have let that go this year. I did several different diets, I guess, this year, and none of them really stuck. I did get results with them, but they were not sustainable. So the big thing now, I've been listening to a lot of RFK Jr., Bobby, I call him. So I'm going to kind of eat like Bobby, and I'm going to commit to this for January. So in the month of January, I'm going to really watch my diet. I'm going to commit fully for a month and then see how it goes. Mainly I want to try to feel better. I've been really going all out when I went on this vacation. Like I drank a ton of Turkey Hill iced tea, which we don't have Turkey Hill iced tea in Florida. But that stuff does kind of make you feel bad after you drink it, but it is pretty good. So I'm definitely going to commit that to the month of January. So I just finished having my last meal at Taco Bell. I ate at Taco Bell last night, trying to use my rewards so I didn't have to use them so they wouldn't expire for the month of January. But then I gained another reward last night. So and then this morning they gave me 10% off my order. So on the way home here, I got their chicken nugget meal and then used the reward for a cheesy gordita crunch. Their chicken nuggets are really good. Taco Bell is owned by Pepsi. I forget what the subsidiary is for their restaurant division. So Pepsi also owns Pizza Hut. So pretty much the chicken is the same chicken you get for boneless wings at Pizza Hut. My only complaint is they don't have a good buffalo sauce for the nuggets. The first time I got the nuggets, I got the Bell sauce, and then this time I got spicy ranch, and just nothing competes to having a good spicy buffalo sauce. So that's my last meal. Traditionally, I do surf and turf for New Year's Eve, but since I'm going into work tonight, I don't think I'm going to do that. And what I'm going to do is I did buy king crab legs for my turf, or for my surf. And for my turf, I did buy some kind of steak that I normally don't buy. Maybe it's like a sirloin type steak. So I think I'm going to just save that for tomorrow, New Year's Day, since that will be within my new eating habits for the month. And I kind of told myself that I was going to try to run every day for the month of January, at least 31 minutes. So it would be like 31 minutes for 31 days. I am going to attempt to do that, but I'm not going to be really hardcore on that as much as I'm going to be hardcore about my diet, what I'm going to eat during the month. And I'm hoping by doing that, it would kind of like lock me in to being in a running routine, and then it'll give me a month. I'll do that for a month, kind of build my stamina back up, because I won't be doing any pacing. I won't care about what my pace will be. I'll just care about actually going out and doing the 31 minutes. And then at the end of the month, then I'll be able to regroup and actually decide what kind of running routine I want to do to try to increase my running. So it'll be interesting. But like I said, if you listen back to the last 2 years, I'm like a broken record. I was saying the same thing and never really followed through with it throughout the whole year. And this year, it's not as much as I really do feel like I'm at the tipping point. Like I said, last month I did run for an hour, and I was really working on what I was eating last month. But I do really feel like I'm at the tipping point to make changes. But it just happens to be a coincidence that at this point is corresponding with the first of the year. Because I probably would have made these changes last week if I didn't go on vacation. But my attitude was, since I was going on vacation, I didn't want to be on a diet when I went on vacation, so I figured I'll just wait till the beginning of the year. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I always like to kind of do these New Year's Eve videos, and like I said, I thought it'd be interesting to fly at USF. Another goal that I made last year that I fell through with is I wanted to post a video every week, one video a week, and I did that for the first 6 months, and then I fell off the bandwagon. And there's 2 reasons why I didn't continue that. The first reason is I made that goal because I wanted to see if that would help the YouTube algorithm by posting consistently. There was a long time ago, one of the first guys who got really famous in like old school YouTube was Shay Carl. And he always said that it was quantity over quality because, he's posted every day. And the old YouTube algorithm did promote quantity over quality, but they definitely changed the YouTube algorithm over the years. And I just wanted to see if I posted consistently, if it would help my views. And I really didn't see a big improvement in my views posting consistently. Actually, it seems like when I started posting less consistently, I got better views because I was posting less consistently. So that's why I kind of gave up after 6 months. And then also I got kind of like in this funk where I had to plan ahead to make videos, and I don't know, I just got burnt out on making videos. So that's why I failed with that goal. I do have quite a bit of video ideas that I just need the time to implement. One of the things that is going to be taking up a lot of my time is I need to pull my bathroom back together. I totally ripped out my bathroom. I put in a new floor, and then I stopped. The funny part is I have everything bought. I have everything purchased to put the bathroom together. I just need the labor, the time to do it. So that'll be taking up a lot of my time. And I'm looking forward to getting back into that. The one thing I need to figure out how to do better is I always have this idea that I don't want to start something unless I can finish it the same time I started it. And I got to kind of let that go because with my schedule, there's no way you can always do that. So I got to be content with like working on the bathroom for a couple hours and being like, okay, I'm going to have to sit my tools down, walk away, you know, do other responsibilities. So that's another thing that I'm going to try to work on. I'm going to try to read more books. I want to try to, before I go to bed, like read a book. Not the Bible, but just any sort of book that I want to, interested in reading. Because I think that would be good for me. So my first book that I'm going to start tomorrow, and I started that goal a couple months ago, but I was picking some really boring books that I never got interested in. Like one of the books was House of the Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne, I believe. I never read Nathaniel Hawthorne before, and I wanted to read that book because I was watching a lot of walkthrough videos out of Salem, Massachusetts. And they kept on bringing up that house. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll read that book. But that book was so boring. I don't know how much I read. I felt like I was reading that book forever, and it never got to the point. Like, it kept on building up these scenarios with, you know, building up the situation with the woman starting to shop in the house and her niece, I believe, coming. And then another book that I wanted to read that I thought was really boring and I never finished was when I went to Missouri, I wanted to read Shepherd of the Hills, I believe it's called. It's the book that kind of made the America realize, made America attracted to the Ozarks pretty much, because it was based on the Ozarks. So when it got popular, people in America were like, oh, we need to see these Ozarks, if I'm getting the story right. And that book was really boring too. So the first book I have lined up to read is The Power of Positive Thinking, because I wanted to see how influential that book is. And then a second book I want to read is Children of Men. I used to be really big into that movie when it came out. And, you know, it's based off a book, so I figured I would read the book. And someone recently, I forget who it was, someone brought up that movie to me and asked me if I'd seen it, because basically they thought that the things that are happening in the world are leading up to that world and Children of Men. But I thought that would be an interesting book to read. But I think I've rambled on long enough for the amount of footage I have. I just wanted to make a Christmas Eve video. I said it again, Christmas Eve. I wanted to make a New Year's Eve video because I've done that in the previous years. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.